So I made it to Sluis, which means I finished the Grenslandpad. Hey! And also that I've started again the Kustpad, or the Dutch coastal trail. The bad news is that I've already walked 20 kilometers to get here, and that I need to walk a further 30-ish to get to Flushing this evening.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something new. Whatever it was that held me back, I'm sure it wasn't true. Holding on too long and unresolved questions hold you down. What could have been a friendly smile has turned into a frown. I'm moving on and on. On and on, I'm moving on.
Good morning, it's day 47. Here with my sister, who's laughing at me. We started this morning in Vlissingen, and we're going to walk to a place called Zoutelanden, we think. And started in Vlissingen, I already said that, okay, done. Yesterday was such an amazing day. My sister came to walk for the first stretch with me, and then the people from my accommodation in Vlissingen brought me my tripod, and then the woman pulled out a chessboard from her bag and a chess clock as well, a really old one, because the man was actually the Belgian backgammon champion and also a chess arbiter and a very competent chess player, much better than me. I stayed with some people that I met on the Wadden Islands, and it was just such a lovely time. I stayed in a repurposed beach hut shack type of thing. It was just lovely. We had pancakes for dinner. One of the daughters made the pancakes and then also made me a smoothie in the morning, and they gave me breakfast. Really amazing. So I just feel very full.
On and on, I'm driving in my car. The road is long and full of dust. The landscape changes around me. On and on, I feel unknown. Whatever happened to me happened for my highest good. I read that in
So this is kind of funny. I'm now in an area designated as nature, even though it's on an artificial island. Go figure.
On and on, I'm moving on.
Well, that was a bit of a stretch along that road across the storm surge barrier. Anyway, made it to the other side, and I'm gonna try and find a place to camp now. I've done about 30k. I think I'll probably walk for about another hour. This is how much water I've got left. Okay, that doesn't really help. It'll last me until tomorrow.
You can try.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 the city light.
All packed up.
Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand.
So I just passed through the village of Borderland. Before that, I got exactly what I wanted from Outdoor. So I found an Italian restaurant, I had a tuna pizza and a salad, and I sat there for about an hour and a half. It was the perfect kind of stop. One very questionable thing did happen. I overheard somebody else order a pizza and they said they'd like to have a Hawaiian, which is a dubious choice in the first place. And then she said, but hold the cheese. And I was like, what? I was half expecting the waitress to go, che cavolo, ma no! But she didn't. She just nodded and took it.
Hey darling,
It's day 50. The big 5-0. What a way to start it.
I love it when it's me and you, on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey darling.
So, it's the penultimate day. And normally on a hike, on a long hike, when it's the penultimate day, for me personally anyway, I'm feeling a little bit, sorry that it's going to end soon. I'm not feeling that. In fact, I'm looking forward to the end. And on the one hand, it's because this walk has been difficult in some ways, and the main difficulty has been in finding accommodation and kind of adjusting my pace based on that. What would often happen is that I would try to get accommodation at a good distance from where I started that day. So let's say 30 kilometers, 35 kilometers, that's a distance I like. Quite often they would not be available, and then you either have to go a little bit less far or a little bit further. And my preference is to go a little bit further, because if you go like 20 kilometers, it's just too short. That's 4 hours of walking. I can do that in one stretch. And if you start 9:30, then you've arrived at your accommodation by the time it's like 2 o'clock. So then from 2 o'clock until bedtime, you're just sitting around. And so I'd rather walk a little bit further so that I can just walk the whole day, which is what I'm here to do. And so I'm happy to be out of that kind of stress about accommodation. And normally, you don't need to worry too much about it if you have a tent. But of course, wild camping, stealth camping is illegal in the Netherlands. And so even though I have a tent, the accommodation stress is still there, even when I do wild camp, because I'm worried about getting caught or offending somebody. So the accommodation side of things has made it difficult, which is fine, it's learning experience. But that's one reason I'm not sorry that this hike is coming to an end. The other reason is that I'm really looking forward to making this video, because it's something I've never done before. It's something I really don't know how it's going to go. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting stuck into that. And yeah, it's not a cheap hike. The accommodation's not cheap, food's not cheap. So that's another reason why I'm not so sorry that I'm gonna finish pretty soon, probably tomorrow, because I've only got so much money. I suppose the last thing is, I feel like I've kind of seen it now as well. And it's not so much the landscape or whatever, it's more that I'm alone for the majority of the time. So like, there's nobody here. There's nobody here. I'm all by myself, and I'm all by myself for the majority of the time. It's a shame that there's not more people. Sometimes it's really nice not to have people around. If they're loud, if they're annoying, then it's not so bad not to have them around. But you can also have, your type of people. And it's like, life is just so much better when you're surrounded by people that you like. And that adds something to the whole business in one way, shape or form.
You know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night.
About to knock on my sister's door.
Countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand.
It's the final day. I left my sister's house this morning, and the first place I'm heading to today is Hoek of Holland. And then after that it's on to the Hague. It's a very cloudy, windy day, and the forecast is rain.
With the wind blowing in your hair, we can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand.
It stopped raining just enough to say goodbye to the sea.
Sweet is my location, sweet as well my destination. If you're looking to begin, then
it has stopped raining for more than 2 seconds, so that's nice. And also, I believe I'm technically in the Hague.
the change that you've been looking for will come knock on your door. On and on. On and on.
So, that's it. Home.
And on.
Wil je ook nog wat zeggen?
Not really.
On and on.